Guys, DJ Guildmaster here, at Wargaming. I'm going, myself and Ironfoot are going to Historicon this year, and we're going to be playing in the Boltaction Nationals qualifier. So, for those that don't know, Warlords is putting on like a national style event, like a national championship. They're doing all the countries, from my understanding, and they're doing qualifiers cross country. And one of the first ones is a Historicon out in Lancaster, PA this year. It's 1775, pretty fitting the points. It's made for big cats. And what they've done is one infantry platoon max, and you have to have one armor platoon. Armor platoon has to be 775 points. So it really limits the spam. And some people are wondering, well, how's that? Well, you can't just take minimum 30 or 50 point run out FTs and then fill out the platoon. No, you're going to have to take some big stuff. Even if you take veterans, you're going to be hard pressed to fill that with like a bunch of chaff tanks. So I'm going over my list. I'm playing my DAK, my Germans. And my list is actually mid-war, early war specific. So I don't have any Panzerfausts, no assault rifles, just whatever they would have had in North Africa. You guys know I'm not really a rivet counter, but I do like theme. So I'm really on theme with this, and you'll see in the list here. I'm at 1774. Can't find out 1 point. So whatever. We'll go over the list though. I am running 3 platoons, 1 rifle platoon, or 1 infantry platoon, 1 armor platoon, and 1 heavy weapons platoon. So, not your typical DAK in one aspect, but you'll see what I'm saying here in a second. So let's go to the list. All right. So here's the Army guys. I gotta get some better lighting in the house, but here's my heavy weapons platoon over here, my rifle platoon, and then my armor platoon. So let's go over the meat and potatoes, the rifle platoon. So I have 1 command squad with 3 submachine guns, 2 riflemen. Have the obligatory cameraman recording. For compulsory, a 6-man Bilderberg squad, and I have guys with turbines on. The turbines are from, or the heads are from War Games Atlantic. Specifically, I'm doing a video, we do some reviews. Specifically, they're Afghan warriors, and you'll see they're actually in the list as which go over my second compulsory choice is my mech platoon. 3 submachine guns, 1 light machine gun. They're mounted in a regular truck, and yes, that's a Fiat. One of the concepts in North Africa that a lot of people, modelers like especially, is the variety of vehicles. Anything that still ran on the battlefield that was captured by both sides was used. They found a truck that needed petrol, they put it in there, and bam, truck. Everything was used. Nothing was like, oh, we don't need their truck. So that's my 2 compulsories. And then my 2 other choices, a 10-man rifle squad. Oh, and by the way, they are veteran. Obviously, Bilderbergs are veteran. These guys are regular, but they are mech. These guys have a Gushkenberger, so they have their mountain troops role as well. And you'll see it's kind of a little bit of a theme in this army. 10-man rifle squad, sergeant with a submachine gun, LMG, 10 guys. And then a 5-man, as you can see, I'll get a little bit closer, a 5-man 5th column squad. That's as high as they go. Originally, these guys had a... Originally, they had a demo charge, but through playtesting with a couple of the guys in the group, I could never get to go off properly or work. So I just said, F it, I'll just use them as infiltrators. And obviously, I'll go over these guys later, but that's what I was going to try to do. Filling out the rest of the platoon is 2 light mortars, 1 anti-tank rifle, and then the special edition sniper guy that you get when you bought the starter box. Um, the 2 mortars are regular. The anti-tank rifle is veteran with Guskeberger, and obviously a veteran sniper with since he's actually a mountain troop in lore, they have mountain troop as well. And I'll go over the reason I'm doing that. Then my next platoon, heavy weapons platoon. So we have regular lieutenant with a rifle, 3 veteran anti-tank rifles, all 3 with Guskeberger. Then filling out the platoon, 2 medium mortars with spotters, and then 1 medium machine gun. The reason I'm going with this Guskebergers, especially the anti-tank rifles, with them being 2-man teams, because I have a lot of 2-man teams in this army. This is 21 order dice. And they were a little bit too squishy being irregular. So making them veteran made them a little bit tougher. And then with the Mountaineer rule, which gives them field craft, I can get anywhere I want to in the battlefield. Also, one of the missions that they're playing, they released a mission pack, has Fog of War. And the hope is I can get these guys in behind armored vehicles within 6 coming off the board. And I think rifle is 2 pen. And the cool part about that is if you're within 6, it's another +1. You're in a rear armor +2 or +1 on the side. All of a sudden, my anti-tank rifle is hitting on 3s if I'm within 6. But ideally, I'm hitting a 5 or a 4 pen modifier. So I can even hurt big stuff. So that's kind of the idea, is kind of the suicide I'm in behind somebody. And then with Fieldcraft, I can really get across the board. It seems most events, your trees, your dense terrain, isn't quite 12 inches. So in theory, I could literally be behind dense terrain, run through it on the other side, and be completely hidden. So the last part is the big boys. So I have an armored platoon with 4 vehicles. I have a Tiger 1, made my command tank, and he's veteran. He also has Panzer Ace. Next, I have a Panzer 3 regular. I did give this one the DAK Panzer, so it has the extra coax machine gun. And then I have a veteran 8 rad, and then a regular 222 scout car. One more upgrade. The light machine gun, or the medium machine gun, I gave flak special rule because I have very little flak. Only him and this guy have flak. So the idea of the army is use the infiltrators and snipers to kind of control boards. Use my anti-tank rifles to help threaten vehicles. If they're not running veterans, I'm able to throw pins on stuff. And then, like I said, if I can do the whole get in your backfield and attack. And then obviously a Tiger, he's like 400 and some points. So he's literally over half of that platoon. And then my 2 scout cars, or my 2 armored cars, those are going to be out flanking depending on the mission. And then just kind of run havoc on the sides. Just kind of like what they did in, I guess, military tactics. It has an autocannon, so the autocannon's a +2 AP or, HE1. So the idea is they get in the sides and maybe wreak some havoc. And then obviously to round it all out with the Bilderbergs and their special rules. I had a little bit of a rules clarification. We were playing them locally that they had to be on the board for their rules to work. But apparently everyone has a consensus. Even if they're dead or off the board, all the rules still apply. As in paranoia, the outflank, stuff like that. So that's how I'm going to play them when I go out there. They are kind of expensive. That's why I'm only running 6. But honestly, since it's going to be a very competitive tournament, normally, like I was telling our group, I don't run these guys too often. Mostly because they are really, really gross with all their rules. But you know, I'm going to a qualifier for nationals, so I'm going to pull them out. The idea is to use my mountain troop stuff, get across the board faster, get in good positions. Because one of the other missions has breakthrough, and if I have to have dismounted guys, I would rather just be able to just run as fast as they possibly can to get off the board. But that's the list, guys. That's the 1774 North Africa list for Historicon this year. We'll see how well we do. We usually do fairly decently at Boltaction. And this is my first event with these guys. So we'll just see how they play. They've been playing pretty decent in lists. I have like 21 dice. It was 22. I dropped the medic. Not because I usually always take medics, but just for points. And I turned what the medics' points were to help turn all my anti-tank rifles into veterans and give them the Mountaineer role. Tell you what you guys think of the list. I'll let you guys know how it performs when we get out there. I like how they paint it up. And that's not all my DAK. I still have other stuff that I'm going to be painting for these guys. Intermediately, like ideally I need at least 40 more dudes put together, or not 40, but at least 20 to 30 more regular guys. The thing I'm going to do until they come out with Spetsen squads, which were the North Africa equivalent to veteran squads, and how they usually they ran heavy. They ran with 2 light machine guns and a couple subs. They're not an option right now. The closest we have is mechanized, and mechanized is right on the cusp of the very end of mid-war. And I'm probably going to use those as a template for my DAK whenever I'm playing just them normal. So I'm gonna kind of like arm them up, 3 sub guns, 2 light machine guns, throw them in a vehicle, call it a day. And with the mechanized rule, which is really nice, 2 benefits is you get to re-roll. I believe it's a re-roll. Oh crap! Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure it's a re-roll to dismount or remount into a vehicle. And the other really big one is, I know this for a fact, is if you take vehicle blows up and you're inside and you fall out of it, since you're in D6 hits, the squad takes D3, which is really good, especially if you're running smaller squads. I run 10 mans. Now I know historically 8-man was what the dog squads were kind of running, but I like having 2 extra guys. And yes, almost the whole army is regular except for the Rad 8, the Tiger, Sniper Squad, the Command Squad with the Bilderbergs, and then the 4 anti-tank rifles. And then everything else is regular. Now, the 5th column, they are inexperienced, but they do have the infiltrate special rule. They're going to be early game board control / objective control. And on the missions, maybe we're for breakthrough. If I can kind of get them in an advantageous spot to run them off the board, would be kind of cool. Some of the games I've play tested with them without the demo charge, they're kind of hard to move, especially with Infiltrator. You just put them down, literally leave them down. The only thing they're armed with was pistols, which doesn't give you tough fighter anymore. I know I have Jazeera's and Hantini Marty rifles and stuff like that armed with. I'm like, hey, that's the models come with. Those look way cooler. And guess what, they're pistols. I don't think I'll have any issues with people at the event saying what they are. But yeah, even them going down usually in, say, light terrain or light cover, they're still almost 2s because it's 5 plus 1 goes to 4s. Yeah, they're 2 cover save pretty much everywhere they're at. Yeah, they're inexperienced, so like you're taking a lot of saves. Something they're doing in this event, you're rolling to hit, rolling to wound, then you roll cover save. That's what the TOs put out. Again, that's one of them weird contentious rules that Warlord should have just. They should do what they did for armored vehicles. You hit, if there's a cover save, then roll for damage. But the TO said in this event specifically, you rolled a hit, you rolled a wound, then you roll cover saves. So they take a lot of cover saves, but if I just leave them down, and now how down works is you lose all pins going from round to round. I don't mind having their dice out of the bag, honestly. And unless you get into hand-to-hand, they're hard to move. Now, unless you have some like indirect fire weapons, but depending on the situation, folks don't like allotting that kind of firepower to deal with them, honestly. I don't think I'll see a lot of other mortar weapons out there. I think we'll see more anti-tank weapons just because of how heavy the game's going to be. And I'm running a good mix of anti-troop weapons. I'm hoping the Tiger and the anti-tank rifles can do a number on people. But yeah, I'll tell you what you guys think of the list. Kind of a little rambly at the end. Yeah, it's been playing pretty good so far. We'll just see how it does out there. I like how it looks, and I don't know. This is the Guildmaster Handmade Wargaming. You like what we do, like, share, subscribe, that whole shtick. We do have our event coming up September 20th. It is live. I'll be a link in the description below if you guys are in the Western PA area, you want to come out. We're doing a bolt action event, like a siege style event, open gaming, some RPG tables, some board games, stuff like that. But yeah, as always, guys, always seize the objective.